Yo, what it do, man? How y'all feeling today? It's your boy Shano, and you tuned into LAE Podcast. And today, I got two special hosts with me. I'm gonna let them introduce y'allself, and we gonna go on with the program. How y'all doing today?
Good afternoon, world.
Afternoon.
My name is Lolita.
My name is Jerry.
Okay, we out here sitting in the back, Elgin, nice little breeze, chilling.
Yes.
I miss it out here. I ain't gonna even lie.
Really nice.
For real.
Thank you for having us today.
No problem. How y'all doing today? How y'all feeling?
Good.
Okie doke.
That's what's up. Well, it's my second show, so I might be a little nervous, but we just
That's
gonna
normal.
go with the flow and see what's to it.
You got it.
The first topic I want to talk about, today's world, and is marriage the same now as it is 10, 20 years ago? What y'all think about that?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. It's
Not in my
really
opinion.
different. I think they was raised different. Like all the grandmas and they was raised different.
Correct.
That's what I think. So that changed the world a little bit.
Yeah, back in those days, I believe, and I've seen families more together. Aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews, cousins all get along. Mom, dad in the households. What we see most of the time is what we do as we get older.
Yeah.
And then you have a situation where men are being pushed out of homes.
What you mean by that?
Well, as I've seen coming up, when men lose jobs, women, they get help from the state. By getting help from the state, they can't receive those monies with a man living in the house.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And that being said, without a male figure around,
Do you think that like
relax.
get a man like a low self-esteem because they can't really bring it to the plate, that they gotta go to the government? Like, nah.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Females that think they the alpha male because they can't come to the plate. No, they don't go like that.
It hurt the kids in the end, though. It really does. It breaks the families up. Then we have multiple children with different fathers due to the fact, and children are left behind.
Yeah.
And that can do major damage in the future. Major.
Then you'll find it hard for a man want to come in the house and marry up with someone who already have kids from different baby daddies.
Yeah.
And then baby daddies have an influence over those kids.
Especially if the main father not around.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Who they looking up to. Like you say, they see it every day.
Right.
So hopefully that don't be no abusive relationship or nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's scary though.
It really is. It really is. If there's no organization in the household where if there is a single mom, and from what I see, from what in my opinion, if there's no
Excuse the train.
excuse the trains coming by, but if there is no structure in the home where the mom's working, the children are in daycare, and they have some type of order at home, it can have a great outcome. It's just a lot of work when there's one parent at home.
True,
All the child have to do is hear a heavy feet walk and they'll sit down. A heavy voice in presence.
Yeah.
Hey, who is that? The kid will adjust. But it seems like a mom have to yell over and over and over, and then if there are multiple kids at home, they see the older one doing disarray type things, being disobedient,
And see that
the other ones follow.
and think they can get away with it too.
And they rub off on everybody. You gotta have structure, and I just feel there has to be working parents at home. No parent just sitting at home like idle, watching TV. Kids need chores. kids need things to do besides going to school, coming home after school programs, and that can be
Structure,
very difficult for one parent to hold down.
Yeah, I could agree on that. I could vouch for that too, though.
Yes.
Because my mother and my parents were separated, but I always had a bond with my daddy. But it's like when he started telling me what to do, I ain't want to listen. But as I got older, he wasn't telling me nothing wrong. I ain't want to listen.
You were blessed to have a father around even when he was outside the house. In my case, it was different.
Right.
My father was not around after I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
But I had a very strong mom
Okay.
that worked every day, had great parents to help her. Even though it was 4 of us, we did all have the same dad. But it's still not the same. He wasn't there.
Yeah.
But also, the kid got to want. They got to want to be somebody. Parents have to boost that esteem up in their children
Give
and let
some
them
type
know
of
that
child.
somebody, they're beautiful. Give them things when they do great things.
What-
Also, discipline is very important. You don't have to chastise your child by whooping them or things like that. You can take things away from them and always tell them why you're doing it. Not just doing it and yelling.
'cause, yeah.
That yelling and screaming gets you nowhere.
Also, I believe kids need something to look up to. They need to look up to someone, and a lot of them don't have that. That's why they go outside and find people to look up to outside. That's how
They feel like they
gangs.
love because they getting attention. I think it's the
Yeah.
attention too.
Mm-hmm.
It's the attention.
You know, it's hard to find it in the house at times, so they go outside and find it. That's how we got gangs. You know,
Leading our children the wrong way.
well,
Totally have experience with that. And also back in the day, we had neighbors that was also able to look out for our children. You know your mother went like that. Is your mama home?
They was a little
Well-
respectful back then.
Well-
Way
now,
more.
they have probably
There's no
treat
respect.
them like-
well, I grew up in the South. The neighbors whooped your ass.
Y'all have permission. Y'all
Yeah,
have permission from the parents.
shit.
And when your
Right now,
parents get
somebody do
home,
it now. They want to box the neighbor.
that's right.
She wrong though.
And even though I had teachers
True.
that whoop your ass in school.
That's true.
Now my daddy said that too. Like I got older parents.
Mm.
They in their 50s and 60s.
Right,
So
right,
Thank you
right.
for that though. I ain't gonna lie. I feel they was 30, 40, I'd probably be a different person. You know what I'm saying? For real though.
Yeah,
They still want to
make
be
a difference.
outside. All that.
Make a difference.
Yeah.
I remember getting my ass whooped in the lunchroom at school. My mother's friend.
At
worked
what
there.
age?
I think I was around about 7.
Mm.
I'm acting the food in the lunch line. Her friend was a lunch lady. Come around that counter, yank my little ass out of line.
What you do?
Huh?
What you do?
To get in trouble.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't even remember. But I don't.
But you didn't forget that
I
whooping.
ain't forgot the ass whipping in front of the whole lunchroom.
They had a belt or they had that little paddle.
Paddle.
Oh, she took a bet out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But I tasted that paddle too. Shit,
And when you got home, what happened?
got another ass
That's
whooping.
how it went. That's how it went.
Your parent ain't asked why nothing. It had to be a reason.
That's right.
Yeah.
And today we have younger teachers.
Yeah.
Teachers that look just like the students.
Nah, that's true.
And the main thing, I learned that when my daughter was in 11th grade. The main thing we need to do is have our children dressed apart at school.
Yeah.
Not wearing things that's inappropriate. All that do is take the attention off studying and what you're learning. And you also have other children in the classroom that's looking at you. And then you have that a teacher that's about 23, 22.
Yeah, it's a
That
distraction.
frightened me a lot. So I was on that. Every day my daughter left for school, I knew what she was wearing.
Yeah. See, I ain't think of it like that, but that could be a reason too.
Kids need to grow up at their own pace, at a child's, pace. Not dressing in different ways that's out of their range. Because if the wrong person approached that child, they won't be able to handle that.
So with that, you basically saying it should be uniform then?
No, it doesn't have to be uniform. My daughter didn't wear uniforms to school.
Yeah.
She's in U46 district in Kane County is where she graduated from. But we came from CPS where they had uniforms. But what I also saw when the kids did wear uniforms, oh wow, nasty.
Ooh, yeah.
It hurt my heart.
That lets you know the parents who really can't afford it.
A lot of them watch their own clothes.
Fighting and
Yeah.
they're getting talked about. They're getting bullied.
So either way it goes, you just have to have nice, fresh. It always thought in my mind and told my children, you represent me when you go to school.
Yeah.
When I went to work and when I go to work, I'm representing myself.
Appearance is everything.
Yeah.
I remember my daddy telling me that.
Okay.
Dress appropriate. You don't know who watching.
And always act like you're being watched.
At all times, act
yeah.
like you're being watched because somebody see everything you do.
For sure.
And now we have cameras, so wow.
And speaking of marriage, you guys are married, right?
We are. Actually, I don't know how the world will take this, but Jerry and I have been together 22 years.
Okay, that's good.
20 years, but we've only been married, which will be 2 years, September 5th this year.
Okay.
It's hard to explain.
It's just a piece of paper.
It is.
Yeah, that's all.
It's just a piece of paper. Yeah.
People want that solidified or married. I got the
No,
ring
the courts
and all
want that solidified.
The courts.
The courts.
Courts want that solidified.
Yeah.
You just have to take your time. I mean, that wasn't, one of the main reasons why we didn't get married so soon. It was just things that were in the way. There were things in regards to my family that I was taking care of, my mom, my nieces and nephews, and they had to get situated. I just put a lot of people in front of me before I did that.
When you do that,
and the Lord blessed me to a great guy. Okay. And I'm grateful. I don't have no complaints. Whatever I did in the past, I'll do it again. I learned a lot, and I'm able to share a lot with a lot of young people today.
It always felt like we was married anyway, so it didn't make me no difference.
We in it.
That's all you have to worry about in this type of world. In regards to relationships, you and him or whatever type of couple it is, you have to worry about you two. You will never get anything accomplished worrying about what she said.
Right, I noticed that.
Keep your head up and do what you want to do. Be proactive and don't just jump out the window. Make sure you're happy. Yeah. Is this the person I want to spend the rest of my life with?
Because it's going to be flawed. It's going to be ups
all
and
the
down.
time. All the time.
So just because we get mad at each other, now you want a divorce? Oh, no.
Around every corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. Okay. There's violence going on in Chicago. Do y'all ever think it will stop or slow down?
In regards to Chicago, I was born and raised in Chicago. I lost a son in Chicago. May my son rest in peace. But in regards to things changing, I can't see it right now. Because what we're seeing today, just like I saw on the news the other day in regards to the parks. We lived in one area.
The park districts?
The park districts.
Okay.
They supposed to get so much money to share with the different parks. But the park we live by, which is Douglas Park, have not had a facelift since, I'll say, 2002.
Okay.
What are they doing with the money?
Yeah.
Who are they giving the money to? We see who they're giving it to. The North Side, downtown Chicago, all of us, South Side, West Side, we get left behind. We get the rawest deal. And they wonder why the kids are failing. They have nothing to look up to. No, they took all the job training programs, the GED programs for no activities. The park district used to be free when we went to day camp. When my son went in 95, I had to pay almost $200 a month. My mom paid $0. Wow. What happened to that money?
They charging fees and stuff.
Major fees.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay. Due to that, like I said, first place it starts is in the home. By our homes being in disarray and children running outside to get, looking up to other people, you have to also realize they were, at first when they locked up all the chiefs, the gang chiefs, what happened was they left a whole bunch of Indians without chiefs. And when you cut off the head, you kill the body. And that's what they did. The head of those gangs went to jail, and then all the kids just went haywire. They have no structure. Gangs, believe it or not, had structure. I remember coming up, you didn't do anything in the neighborhood without it going through chief.
Yeah.
So when they locked up all the gang leaders, everybody just went their own way.
So that was a factor.
That was a big factor.
Wow.
And I'll say tearing down the projects too. What y'all think about that? Like,
All those different families were scattered all over in different drug and gang turfs, and that caused major friction. Kids couldn't even go to school, come off on their porch.
yeah.
Wear a certain thing, you in this gang. You don't have to, you look like you in that gang. Then all the women fell to having children at a young age. And I can recall when I was coming up, my mom wouldn't discuss Planned Parenthood with me. And I always said, when I became an adult, I'll never do that with my child. You have to let the eagle fly. You teach your kid at a nice pace, and everything else got to fall in line. It comes from potty training, learning your alphabets, and on and on. And here comes that Planned Parenthood conversation they call the birds and the bees.
Yeah.
It hurted me because I felt my baby's getting older now, but I always kept in mind what I had to do when I was coming up. If it wasn't for health classes, I mean, I got hundreds in that class because I knew this is my turn to learn about Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
STDs, condoms, how to use them, how to say no.
Yeah.
Just because you're not active, that don't make you a lame, that don't make you a L7. You just you have standards for yourself. It's nothing wrong with that, ladies out there.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're getting pressured, you're getting pressured.
For sure.
Don't never feel pressured doing anything. It could be a type of water you
You
drink.
ain't gonna be comfortable.
You choose your own thing because you'll regret it in the end.
For sure.
And then also, you gotta understand about the guns and
Ladies
the drugs.
and men, I'm sorry.
The guns and the drugs in the neighborhood. When the drugs came in and all the mothers and the daddies got on drugs,
Yes,
kids couldn't fend for themselves.
right.
So
I
they
saw
had to
that
jump
too.
off the porch and jump into that game too.
Sad.
You know, that's how the only reason that's the only reason some of them got fed. They
That's
went outside and started dealing themselves.
so hurtful.
And then it's like a snowball rolling downhill. That's when things beginning to deteriorate in the neighborhood.
You start seeing it.
Yeah. You know, little kid out there making $1,000 a day. You think he feeling listen to his mom and daddy? Fuck it. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying?
I'm grown.
I'm gone and grown.
Yeah.
They up.
But they doing that, but they still don't know the adult life.
They hurting themselves.
You want to do that?
They
You
hurting
can't.
themselves.
Once I say get out, now what? Is you gonna know how to sign these papers? Do you know about a lease and
No.
all that?
Can't
You
even
gonna
get
end up
one.
coming back home. For real.
And then there goes the background getting damaged, hurting you in the future. You think it's cool then? Oh, I went to jail. It's like they want to see what jail is like, but
That's
when they
crazy.
become a real adult, it's hard getting great jobs at that time.
Like I said, but, you know, like I said, is the violence gonna stop anytime soon?
I don't think. I don't see it. I don't see.
No.
I don't see it.
It's a bit too far
It's
gone.
going into generations. Yeah.
It's too far
It's getting
gone.
worse and worse.
And you gotta understand, in order for it to stop, it gotta stop at home. And if it don't have a chance to stop at home, especially with these babies raising babies, and don't have the mentality, you know, to stop it or even think about stopping it, no, it's not gonna stop. Not anytime soon. I don't see it.
I hate to say that was one of the main reasons why I left CPS. I'm not saying Chicago. CPS. Something just told me if I didn't, my children wouldn't have a chance to go to college. I'm not saying it's because I'm just talking about a little experience that I was experiencing when my first of all, when my son became a 10th grader. He had the scores, he had the grades, attendance, everything. Couldn't get him in a great school out there to save my life. It was always something. You may as well not even sign the waiting list because he didn't have a chance. For some reason, he couldn't get in Whitney Young. He couldn't get in Lincoln Park. He couldn't even get in Curie.
Why is that though?
He took all the tests, never got a call back. I had to they have an entrance exams, you know. I would try to get him in those. He had to go to the schools in the neighborhood. And I went to a school in the neighborhood, but
And Curie, that's on like
Pulaski and
right?
something.
Okay,
He was a great basketball player. I thought that would also assist him getting into a better school with his grades.
Yeah.
But Lincoln Park, he didn't have a music talent. You have to have an instrumental music talent or can sing. And also have the grades and all that as well.
Did they go by districts?
Yeah, they do
Like,
go
I
by
remember when I was in the
districts.
suburbs, I went to a school called Thornridge, so they had districts.
We do
But
have
when
districts.
I came out west and went to Marshall, I could live all the way to White Hill and still go all the way. Damn,
See?
that's fine.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? So that district do matter.
And
When they
then
shut
it's
the
a
schools
political
down,
thing
like,
as well.
yeah. When they shut them schools down,
They got ugly.
Now
I gotta
listen,
I'm in tour with these people. I gotta wait at the bus
It's a
stop.
political thing
That was
too.
dangerous.
that wasn't political. That wasn't political.
No, I'm not that. But I'm saying to getting your
You
kids
asked me,
in the
that
great
was plain.
schools, the political influences kids get them spots.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not even gonna go into politics, but I saw a segment on the news. I graduated from Jones Commercial Room, stayed in Harrison. I'm not
Okay,
going to say the
okay,
year. It's a business
okay.
high school at that time, but now it's a
still
college.
up, right?
It's a college
okay.
prep school. I saw parents so upset that their kids couldn't get in, they was willing to move, relocate, because they wanted their kid to get into that college prep. I go through classmates, so I get information from my school about what's going on.
Okay.
And that school is like one of the top in the top 3 right now. And then another thing we don't think about is our kids going to college when they're young, and that's what I wanted to do. I got a little taste of it, but didn't complete it for license reasons from the school. But I always wanted my children to go, keeping them busy. Busy, whatever it took. Keep your kids busy. After school program, reading math workbooks to match their homework when they get home.
They ain't got none of that in Chicago.
Your parent can do it. I did. The parents can do it. Every year, whatever year my kids were in, I got a math workbook, a reading workbook. Every homework assignment, they had 2 pages to do out of that as well.
Yeah.
That's what gets your kids ready for that state test, because they scam through it so fast.
I like you as a parent. Because that'll get me ready for the
Thank
real
you.
world. I'm
It
already
did.
prepared.
Look at Anaya
You know
now.
what I'm saying?
She
Yeah.
about to graduate
Oh,
from
that's
Western
easy.
Illinois University. It's just positive happiness that I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Everything don't have to be sad.
Yeah. Or you ain't got to be too strict. You
And
know, like,
I was a single parent for quite some time before Jerry and I started dating. But I knew I was just too determined to fail. Failing was not it for my kids.
yeah. You got kids yourself, Jim?
Naya.
Okay. That's enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
And then back up,
Volunteering always work too. Kids that volunteer, that's just like a job. You'll get a job quicker volunteering than working as a kid.
and
Anaya did.
back to those schools closing up.
Yeah.
Back to those schools closing up. It don't take a brain science to understand that if you close up the school, these kids ain't going to a school where they ops at. It don't take a brain science to know that. They knew that.
They closed Henry
knew
O.
that.
Shepherd down in 1982.
No, I'm talking about
I'm
these
talking
schools
about back in the day.
of
We
recent.
scattered. We scattered though.
Okay.
Kids went to schools they didn't want to go to. When they did get to this high school, the opposite turf was there. What
Right.
you think the kids gonna do?
I
People
ain't
got
focused on-
stabbed,
I ain't focused on
dropped
learning
out of
right now.
school.
I got 3 classes with 2 of them.
Right,
Nah,
right.
It'd be crazy.
That's hard. That's hard.
Now you gotta adapt to that.
And the girls don't like you because you're not from their neighborhood. It's just difficult. Very difficult. 2 parents is very helpful.
I think so,
Mentoring.
too. Yeah.
And sometimes your kid listen to another person a little better than you, but we pray that it's the person that's giving them the right info. Nothing positive. That's not matching what you're trying to do.
So with that said, do y'all think the police are showing equal rights in the community? That was funny.
Oh, wow.
Equal rights.
And do you think the cameras help? The body cameras help?
No.
They really don't even talk
No.
about body cameras. They'll
No.
show a video here and there. The young man that just was gunned down by the police, the George Floyd, the other police officers just got their sentences today. I heard on the news, 3 years.
Oh, my
3
God.
years because they didn't have that officer get up off that. They watched that officer that's Chavez.
Yeah.
They watched him kill that man and stood there and did nothing. They got 3 years. And the other one got 3.5.
The person who did it.
No, the 2 officers that were standing there that watched the other Chavez had his knee on George's neck. They could have pulled them off,
Like, hold on.
pushed them off,
Yeah.
anything.
And he was already cuffed too, so it's like
Right. But they didn't do anything. One got 3 years and the other got 3.5. They probably gonna do 13 months, maybe. They probably gonna do half of that time. And that poor
Do you
man,
think
his
that's-
life was taken.
yeah.
Rest in peace, George Floyd.
they
I wrote
didn't
it on
do
the
nothing,
brick
so
on
I
the
really
wall
can't
out
say,
here in
like-
Elgin.
They was watching, that's wrong, but they didn't touch him. So I see why they
They
got
all police officers though.
Yeah.
They all took oath. They didn't take the oath Chavez took. They took one too. Remember? You have your own mind.
Right.
So you mean if my co-worker cuss out an employee, I'll cuss him out too? No. You have a job to do.
That's right.
They were supposed to do something. He was cuffed, like you said.
That's crazy.
They could have, no, that's enough, partner. Hey. They do
That's
it all the
true.
time.
That's true. Because I think I would like, oh,
Because guess
cool.
what? They going to jail now. See, if they wouldn't have, what would have happened? They wouldn't have went to jail, would they?
Right. Now they know.
I guarantee you they thinking of it. You could be all in one. When it come down to it, right is right and wrong is wrong.
Yeah, I don't think it's equal. That's
I know it's a lot
like
of stuff in the background that we
like-
don't know the police say and do. Then they committed suicide. 2 police officers committed suicide like a day apart in Chicago. Yeah, right. They know what's going on.
Out west, right?
Somewhere
on
out there in the
Harrison, I
city.
think it was something like that.
It was
Until
on
they
the
start
news.
policing their own.
A lot of police officers don't know the neighborhoods that they work in. I've never even been in the neighborhood.
They just begin throughout in the field. Go out.
Maybe
there.
they should think about that. Letting police officers work that lived in the know the neighborhood. You know, the people would feel more easy. They might could get their attention. At least try.
Try something. That's
You-
crazy.
But in regards to, are they being treated?
Nah.
I know a lot of stuff we can bring on ourselves, but the only thing I don't like is they put us all in the same basket. But people do things that cause more friction to be done to them when the officer is around.
Yeah.
They just can't walk away. I've seen it myself, you know. That's not me. I don't train or teach my children, not train. I don't teach my kids to be rude to their teachers, nobody. Respect themselves, you know. They already got this thing about us.
Yeah.
So why put the acid on that?
Right.
Fire.
That's crazy.
Gotta walk away. It's okay. You'll see another day free.
But until they start policing themselves and holding them police officers accountable, nah, ain't nothing gonna change.
What's sad to say?
Cause whether or not what I do, they should have enough self-restraint in doing their job correctly. First and foremost, it's about self-restraint. You're held to a higher standard, and until until they all believe that and start holding the bad cops accountable, ain't gonna change. So that's that.
It's deep like that.
Sad.
So we gotta worry about the police, our kind. It's tough. It's crazy. For real. Son right here in the background, tweaking.
Yeah.
But I thank y'all for coming on the show.
Oh,
You know,
Thank you for having us.
another
Yeah.
episode. LAE
anytime,
podcast.
man.
Keep
Anytime,
watching.
man.
Like,
I
subscribe.
hope somebody heard something. I tried to,
Hey, that's all we can do.
include it and touch them somewhere.
Yeah, that's all we can do. But
Yeah. Appreciate your blood.
for real,
Lolita out.
Shano Films out.
Jerry out.
Yes, sir.